Billy Willie Johnson. Yes, that same Billy boy that said, "I refuse to create a theology that allows for sickness." He put out some interesting factoids in his latest sermon. Big shout out to Sean from Revealing Truth who put up this clip last week. So in this video, Bill was talking about Chris Valentine. That one time God used Chris. He commanded Chris to tell a barren woman that she was going to have a child in a year from that date. But Chris didn't want to tell that family this word he heard from God because he was embarrassed or something. But God said to Chris, if you don't decree it, I won't give them the baby. Man, these guys at Bethel really know God so intimately. So the focus is on the decreeing things. I'm going to read Bill's words. Now pay attention to what he's saying. There are things that won't happen without your decree. They won't happen just because you wish for them. They won't happen even if just because you prayed for them. Because again, what we talked about last night, sometimes God would rather do something through you than for you. Sometimes we pray as our escape from responsibility. So Bill claims not just prayer, but a decree must be made to manifest that stuff into reality. This is pulling again from the NAR Word of Faith type background they have. Let's do some math. Bill has been preaching since 1996. That's over 27 years of teaching this type of truth. You'd think he'd be an expert at this. You would expect his church would be experts at this. They must all be pros at decreeing and declaring what does not exist into reality by now. Some of you guys might remember a couple years ago, there was that little girl, Olive, who died at the church, and they kept praying and praying for her to come back to life. Then you have Benny Johnson, who passed away last year from cancer, which was a sad story to hear. I say that so we can put our thinking caps on. So you got Bill's right-hand man, Chris Valentine, self-proclaimed prophet of God, who's also been teaching this stuff with Mr. Bill. So I would think whenever those two are together, mountains must be moving, because when two or more are gathered, that's when God really shows up. Now, not including Bethel's TV audience, which reaches the millions, there are 11,000 people who attend that church and their healing school. You mean to tell me not even one of those people could do the super simple task of bringing one of those people back to life? Don't fall for this twisted gospel. Use your brains to reason out this stuff. These guys are hell-bent on having some sort of supernatural power. But whenever it's time to use these self-proclaimed gifts, somehow they just fall short. They just don't end up working anymore. It's sad. It's hopeless. And then they have to do the unthinkable and claim the sovereignty of God for the mystery of why those people aren't being healed. Yeah, they get goosebumps, they roll around and they cry and they think they're hearing from God. Listen, God heals when he wants. I've been healed, I've seen signs and wonders. I know God does supernatural things, but he does it when he wants. But they are not God. Every Christian should always pray for people. Pray, have faith, and trust God. When prayers aren't answered the way you want, don't blame yourself. Don't blame the devil. What do you think, God doesn't hear you? Just throw those thoughts in the trash. Focus on God using everything around us to change us and make us more like Christ. Now that is real love. Have a good one, guys. Take care.